Hi, hello everyone. I am your Venugopal. All of you, welcome to our channel Physics with Venugopal Kusma. Uh, After a long time, I am here to give the lecture on kinematics. So, before starting this kinematics, I have to give the small introduction about this kinematics. So, generally, uh, these kinematics will be comes under the mechanics branch. Okay, so what is the mechanics means? It will be deals with the motion of the objects, motion of the rigid bodies, deformable bodies, etc. Okay, so mechanics is the branch of the physics which deals with the motion of the object, rigid bodies, deformable bodies, like that. Okay, so these mechanics is classified into two types. One is kinematics and another one is dynamics. Okay, these dynamics is also called as kinetics. Okay, so these mechanics is classified into kinematics and dynamics. So here, what is the kinematics? So these kinematics will be deals with the motion of the objects and the parameters which are involved in this motion of the objects and the relation between the parameters. So, velocity, time, acceleration, distance. Okay, so all these parameters will be involved in the motion of the objects. So we will find out the relation between them in this kinematics. But we won't study about the cause and effect of this motion of the objects. That means how the velocity will be changes, how the acceleration will be changes. Okay. So these type of things will be we won't study in this kinematics. Okay. So here in this dynamics, we will study about the motion of the objects with cause and effect. That means how the velocity will be changes, how the velocity of the objects will be changes in their motion, how the acceleration will be changes, when the object will be stopped, when the object will be start. These type of things also we will study in this dynamics. Okay. So these are the two types in this mechanics branch. So in this class, we will start these kinematics chapter. Okay. So in this kinematics, we will study about the motion of the objects without cause and effect. Okay. So here, uh, in this kinematics, we have to study about the motion of the objects. So what is the motion first of all? Okay, before that, before the studying about the motion, first of all, what is about the rest? Okay, what is the how you will define the term rest? Okay, what is the rest? What is the means? So here rest means if any object will be not changes its position as time passes, then we can say that the object is at rest. For example, I am taking this marker. This marker is object. So you are observing this marker. So now we are observing the object position is here only. After 10 seconds, if you will observe this marker position is here only. Okay, it will be not changing its position. Again, after 10 seconds, if you will observe the marker position is same. It is not changing. So we can say that you can say that the object, this marker, is at rest. It is not changing its position as time passes. Okay, but in this universe, nothing is present in the rest position. Okay, so nothing will be present at rest. You take Earth. Earth is always revolving around the sun. So always Earth is in motion. So which is present on this Earth, that will be also in motion. Even human being or any object, they are also in motion because Earth is in motion. Okay. So this Earth is in motion, and whichever is object is present on the Earth, that will be also in motion. Okay. And you take the sun is also is in motion. It will be revolves by taking with the planets. Okay. So entire galaxy is in motion only. Nothing will be present at rest position. Okay, you are saying the nothing will be present at rest, but how you will determine, how you will define the term rest? So we will define the term rest as if any object will be not changes its position with respect to surrounding objects, then only we can say that the object is at rest. Okay. For example, I am observing this board. If I will see this board after 10 seconds, it is not changing its position. Again, after 10 seconds, it is not changing its position. Okay. So, with respect to me, this object, this board is at rest. If I will observe this marker, it is not changing its position as time passes. So, with respect to me, this object, this marker is at rest. Okay. Again, if same marker I am observing in another condition, it is moving like this. I am observing this object only. Okay. So now, with respect to me, this object, this marker is not at rest. Okay. This marker is not in rest position with respect to me. So, if any object will be not changes its position with respect to surrounding objects, then we can say that the object is at rest. Now, what is the motion? Motion means if any object will be changes its position, then we can say that the object is in motion. Okay, so same example I am taking, it is moving as time passes. Then, with respect to me, this object is in motion. Okay, it is not located at a particular position, it is continuously moving. Okay, so I can say that this object is in motion. Understood? So, this object is in motion with respect to me. Okay, that is the rest and motion. Okay, so this motion is divided into three types. One is rectilinear or one-dimensional motion. Okay. Second one is two-dimensional motion. Third one is three-dimensional motion. Okay. So this motion is classified into one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional. So in that, the first one is rectilinear motion, or it is also called as a one-dimensional motion. So what is the rectilinear motion? What is the rectilinear motion means if any object will be changes its position along the only one axis. along the only one coordinate, along the only one direction, then it is called as a rectilinear motion. Okay, so we can say that the object is in one dimensional motion. Okay, if any object will be changes its position along only one axis, then it is called as a rectilinear motion. Okay, so here, for example, I am taking this x-axis and y-axis. It is the x and it is the y-axis. So here I am taking this is the -1, -2, -3, and it is the 1, 2, 3 like this. Suppose I am taking the one particle is present at this position. I am taking this point is the A and this point is the B. If any particle, if any object will be changes its position from A to B, if any object is moving from A position to B position, then we can say that the object is in rectilinear motion. Okay, so the object is moving only one axis. Along the y-axis, what about its value? It is not changing its position along the y-axis. It is changing its motion along the x-axis only. So that's why it is called as a one-dimensional motion. Okay. So this motion, this one-dimensional motion is called as a motion in a line. Motion in a line, because it is changing its position only in one direction. So that's why it is called as a motion in a line. Okay. So the next one is two-dimensional motion. Two-dimensional motion. So what is the two-dimensional motion means? If any object is changing its position along the x-axis, that means along the two axes simultaneously, then it is called as a two-dimensional motion. If any object changing its position along the two axes, along the x-axis and y-axis, okay, in any two axes, if any object will be changes its position, then it is called as a two-dimensional motion. Okay, but it will be changes its position simultaneously in two axes at the same time. Okay, for example, I am taking the one object here. This is the -1, -2, and it is the 1, 2, 3 like this. It is the x-axis and it is the y-axis, and it is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so initially one object is present in this position, one particle is present here. So the x and y axis value is here 0, 0. So if this object is moving in two dimensionally along the x axis and y axis, that means if this object, this particle is after some time, if this particle is present here, okay, then what is the value of this particle here? What is the value of the along the x-axis and y-axis value? X and y values are at this position. So here the x value is the 2 and the y value is also 2. So along the x-axis it changes its position. Along the y-axis is also it changed its position. So simultaneously this object is changing its position along the x-axis and y-axis, then it is called as a two-dimensional motion. Okay. So initially the x value is the 0. So final value is the 2. So it will be changes its position from 0 to 2. But at the same time, it changes its position from 0 to 2 along the y-axis also. So that's why at this point the value is the 2 comma 2. Okay. So this is two-dimensional motion. So in one-dimensional motion, for the one-dimensional motion, what is the common example is if any train is moving on a track, that is called as a one-dimensional motion. Okay. And what is the example for this two-dimensional motion is the if I will throw any object, that means if I will throw ball, how it will be moves, okay, how it will be move in a space, that means it will be moves like this, no, if I will throw any ball, it will be move like this. So initially this position is the here, from this point I am throwing here. So after some time the particle is present here, so along the x-axis and y-axis its position changes. After some time, same particle will be present here. That means same object will be present here. After some time, it will be present here, and after some time, the object will be present here. So as time passes, the object is changing its position along the x and y axis. Then it is called as a two-dimensional motion. That is projectile motion. Okay, projectile motion is the example for the this two-dimensional motion. So that's why these two-dimensional motion is also called as a motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. Okay, and the next one is three-dimensional motion. So what is the three-dimensional motion? If any object will be changes its position three-dimensionally at the same time, simultaneously it will be changes its position three-dimensionally. Then it is called as a three-dimensional motion. Okay, along the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, in three axes, it will be changes its position. Okay, for example, birds are flying. So the birds will be flying in any direction. Okay, so at the same time it will be changes its position along the three axes. Okay, so that is the three-dimensional motion. So these three-dimensional motion is also called as motion in a space. Motion in a space. Okay. So these are the three different types of the motions. But in addition to these three types, another three types of the motions also we have. What are they? They are rectilinear or translatory motion. And the next one is circular or rotational motion. And the last one is oscillatory motion. Okay, so we will see that topics also. So here the first one is linear or translatory motion. What is the linear or translatory motion? Okay, so here this linear or translatory motion definitions are the same except a small difference. Okay, so what is the linear motion means? If any particle will be changes its position only in one direction, that is called as a linear motion or rectilinear motion. if any particle will be changes its position only in one direction, that is linear motion or rectilinear also. So what is the translatory means? If any rigid body will be changes its position only in one direction, then it is called as a translatory motion. If any rigid body. So what is the difference between this point and this rigid body? What is the difference between this particle and rigid body? So particle means only one single particle is present, but rigid body means the group of particles are the present. Okay. So for example, I am taking this marker. This marker is the a rigid body. It consists of the number of particles are present in this. Okay, not only one particle, number of particles, group of particles are present in this. So it is called as a rigid body. If this rigid body will be changes its motion along the one direction, then it is called as a translatory motion. Okay, linear motion means instead of this rigid body, if only one particle will be changes its motion, that is called as a linear motion. Okay, so in this is the rigid body. In this rigid body, we have so many number of particles. So the distance between the all these particles is the same. Okay, at any time. So initially this object is present here. So at this position, the distance between the all the particles in this rigid body is same as after moving to some distance is also all the particles, the distance between the all the particles in the rigid body is same. Okay. So due to the translatory motion of the rigid body, the distance between the particles in this rigid body will be not changes. Only this object position will be changes. But in between particles, the distance will be not changes in this rigid body. Okay. In any motion, that means in this translatory motion, wherever it is present, the distance between the particles will be not changes. If it is here, or wherever it is present, the distance between the particles will be not changed. So this is called as translatory motion. Okay. For example, I am taking another object. So I am taking another one, or okay. So this is the another object. So if I will move this one is also the distance between the particles will be not changes. Okay, but this total rigid body will be changes its position. So it is called as a translatory motion. Okay, so due to changing of this object will be not affect. Due to changing of this object will be also not affect. And the particles will be also not affects in this rigid bodies. Okay, understood? So this is the translatory motion. And the next one is circular or rotational motion. Again in this circular motion will be belongs to single particle and this rotational motion will be belongs to group of particles. That means it is belongs to single one and it is belongs to rigid bodies. Okay. So what is the circular motion means? If I will take any circle, the from a fixed point from a fixed point to particle distance will be not changes. Okay. For example, I am taking the any circle like okay, what we can take bangle. Okay. So here you take this one bangle. Okay, so in this bangle, what we will take here? Okay, in this bangle, this point or this, if any particle is present here, on the surface only all the particles will be present in this bangle. So from the center, this particle distance is same as this particle distance, this particle distance, this particle distance. Okay, so you take any particle on the surface, every particle has the same distance from its center. Okay, so if I will take, this is the circle, from its center, every particle on the surface of this bangle has the same distance. Suppose I am taking the distance is the r, this particle has the distance r, this one has the r, this one is the r, this one has the r. Okay, so every particle has the same distance from its center. Understood? So if this particle will be in motion, after, suppose I am taking this is the particle is in motion, that means this total is in motion. After some time it will be changes its position, it is present here. So now the distance from its center is same, it will be not change. And after moving the some distance, again it will be present here. Again the distance is same. Okay. So this is called as a circular motion. It will be belongs to only single particle. We will take only single particle in this. Okay. So in this circular motion, the distance between from its center, from its origin, from a fixed point, the particle distance will be not changes. All the particles have the same distance from a fixed point in the circle. Okay, so that is called as circular motion. Now, what is the rotational motion? Rotational motion means, for example, I am taking the CD, compact disc. Okay, so see here, I am taking this CD. So this CD has something, okay, about a fixed point. So if it will be rotate about this fixed point, what will be happen? Every particle in the CD is the rigid body, it consists of the group of particles. Every particle in the CD will be, so every particle in the CD will be completes the circle at the same time only. Okay, for example, I am taking the one particle here. One particle is present here. One particle is present here, and another particle is present here. Okay, so another particle is present here. So this particle has the distance from its center. Okay, the distance is, suppose I am taking the, suppose I am taking, this is the disk. So suppose I am taking the one point. This point has the some distance r1. Okay, so that is this point, and I am taking another point, another particle. The particle is present here only. The distance from its center is the r2. Okay, so this particle has the some distance from the center, and this particle has the some distance from its center. These two distances from its center is not equal. These distances are different. Okay, so these distances, this r1 is greater than the r2, not equal there. Okay, because it is the rigid body, it has the different particles at different positions, not only on the surface. So because of that, the particle distance will be varies from its fixed point, from its fixed position, from this center. Okay. So these, when we will rotate this object, when we will rotate this rigid body, all the particles angular velocity is the same. Okay. So because of that, all the particles will be complete this circle at the same time. Okay. So this type of motion is called as a rotational motion. Understood? So they have the different distances, but all particles have the similar angular velocity. Okay. So they complete the circle at the same time only. These particle will be complete the circle at the same time. That means it will be complete the some amount of the time. Same amount of the time these particle will be also takes to complete one circle. Okay. So to complete one circle, this particle will take this some amount of the time. Same amount of the time, these particle will be also takes to complete the one circle. Okay. So the angular velocity of the all particles is the similar one. So this type of motion is rotational motion. Okay. And the third one is oscillatory motion. What is the oscillatory motion? If any object will be uh, in motion to and fro about a mean position, then it is called as a oscillatory motion. Okay. If any object is moving to and fro about a mean position, suppose I am taking this is the mean position. If any object is moving from here to there and there to here about a mean position, if the object will be moving, then it is called as a oscillatory motion. The object is changing its, it is moving to and fro about this main position. So it is called as oscillatory motion. So these are the three another different types of the motions. Okay. So this is the today's class. If you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe my channel Physics with Venugopal Kusma. And if you have any doubts, please comment. And we will meet again in next our lecture. So until that, all of you, bye. Take care.